936 skins later, with a few skins missing here and there, this is ranking every Valorant skin for every Valorant gun, and please remember, it is my opinion. In last place at number 34, the final Chamber Classic. It just doesn't do anything for me. Out of all the classics, this one is easily the worst, by just looking at it. Avalanche at 33, it basically just blue eyes, not terrible, but super forgettable compared to others. Surge comes in at 32, the colourway is fun, but design overall just feels a bit cheap. Premier Collision at 31, it feels like a filler skin, nothing about it grabs me really. At 30, the song's still classic. It tries to look mystical, but it ends up feeling kind of underwhelming. Prism Classic at 29, it's shiny, but that's about it. Nothing too exciting here. Smite at 28, I know some people like the lightning theme, but honestly, it looks kind of cartoonish to me. Bound Classic at 27, it's fine, but just feels too plain compared to almost everything else above it. The Default Classic at number 26. Look, it's free and it works, but compared to all the others, it's obviously not standing out. At 25, the Kingdom Classic. A clean skin, but honestly, it just feels like a default with a fresh coat of paint. 9 Lives comes at 24. It's quirky with the cat theme, but it feels more like a novelty skin than something I'd use seriously. Infinity Classic at 23. It's simple, maybe too simple, nothing wrong with it, just forgettable. Valorant Go Classic at 22. The anime designs are fun, but they don't really blend well on the classic. Cool concept, mid-execution. At 21, we've got Spline. Some people love it, but for me, it looked kind of weird and alienish. Not really my style. Red's Alert takes number 20. It's got that bold red military vibe, but compared to other skins, it's pretty basic. At 19, the Shimmer Classic. It's sparkly, it's colourful, it's cute, but maybe a bit too much for some people. Snowfall comes in at 18. It's festive and fun around the holidays, but outside of December, it feels a little out of place. At 17, we have the Gun Classic. The futuristic design is cool, but compared to others, it just feels a bit too plain. Resolution Classic at 16. It's alright, clean lines, modern look, but nothing I'd get super excited about. Reverie at 15. This one's pretty low key, but design is pleasant. Nothing groundbreaking, but it looks good. At 14, we've got the Strike Classic. The bold colours and the patterns make it pop, even if it is not the flashiest design overall. Undercity takes 13. It's basically a reskin of Glitch Pop without all the extras, but still got a nice vibe to it. Raging Crisis at 12. The comic book vibe is super unique. Definitely not for everyone, but I think it's creative and fun. At 11, the Galeria Classic. Very minimal, very clean, it won't blow you away, but it gets a job done in style. Goldwing at number 10. It's slick, it's shiny, and there's a wriggle feel to it. A little underrated, honestly. Daydream Classic at number 9. This one is just fun. The bright colours, the playful vibe, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but still looks really good. And rounding off the top 8, we've got the Sakura Classic. Super simple, super clean, the cherry blossom design makes it feel calm and elegant, it's just timeless. At 7, the Cryospaces Classic. The frozen look, the ice crackling animation, it's honestly such a cool design. Literally, it's like you pulling a gun straight out of an iceberg. Number 6 goes to RGX. The neon lights, the spinning details, it just screams high tech. Plus you can swap colours, which makes it feel fresh every time you use it. Coming in at 5 is Glitch Pop. Loud, colourful, and just super fun to use. The holograms, the finishes, it's chaos in the best way, and it makes the classic feel way more exciting. And number 4, the Forsaken Classic. This one has a dark, edgy vibe, but still looks really polished. The green and gold is so satisfying, it's like evil royalty in a skin form. The Spectrum Classic takes 3rd spot. Zed really knew what he was doing with his bundle. The colours, the animation, the audio, it just feels futuristic and flashy in the best way possible. Next up is the Black Market Classic. I love how it flips over and still looks as powerful as the other side does. It's such a clever detail, super clean, super unique, and easily one of my favourites. At number 1, we've got the Prime Classic. This is just peak skin design. The gold, the elegance, the sound, it feels like I'm holding a premium weapon, even if this is a free pistol. No question, this deserves the top spot. At the bottom of the list, we have Navi. This one hurts because I don't mind the org, but the skin just does not look good in the classic whatsoever. Super disappointing. This one just doesn't work for me. It's awkward in the classic and feels rushed. Sadly, this one does not bring anything to the table. It's pretty bland compared to the rest. This one just feels messy. Not the worst, but nowhere near polished enough to be higher. Not terrible, but definitely near the bottom. It doesn't have much personality to it whatsoever. I know Casey is a huge fan base, but the Classic does not do their brand justice. Feels weak. Heretic Skins has some decent elements, but overall it doesn't stick with you. Pretty forgettable. KRU's design feels flat, doesn't stand out much, and kind of fades in comparison to others. For a team with such an iconic logo, this one feels underwhelming. Not bad, just disappointing. Honestly, I expected way more from Liquid. The branding is strong, but the design does not hit like it should. Leviathan colours are cool, but the overall design feels a bit uninspired. It's okay, but nothing special. Zeta's skin has a clean style, but honestly, it doesn't do much to stand out, just a bit plain. I expected something spacey or stellar, but this just feels fine, not bad, but missed opportunity, definitely. Foot's design is okay, but it doesn't really stand out in any way, just kind of blends in. Vitality usually has great branding, but this one feels kind of a lackluster on a Classic, could have been way more impactful. Giant Axe feels a little forgettable, nothing wrong with it, but nothing really to hype up either. Trace is alright, it doesn't have a big impression though, just average. This one has some personality, but it feels a little unrefined, definitely could have been stronger. The name Dragon Ranger Gaming promises fire, but the skin doesn't quite deliver. It's okay, but nothing crazy. Decent attempt, but it still feels very basic. Doesn't stand out in the lineup of 40 plus skins. The design has potential, but it feels a little underwhelming compared to others. Just okay. All gamers went for something different, but it still feels a bit clunky in a Classic. Not bad, just not my style. DRX is clean and recognisable, but it plays kind of safe. Middle of the pack feels right for it. This one's fine, nothing too crazy. The colours are nice, but doesn't really have that same wow factor. Koi's Classic skin is decent, the purple works, but it doesn't really hit the mark. Just middle of the road for me. I expected more from Loud. The colour scheme is iconic, but on the Classic it feels a bit flat. Not bad, but not a standout. XLG's design is unique, but it doesn't quite land for me. It has potential, just feels like it's missing that final polish. This one's fun. It has energy and flair, but maybe not the cleanest execution. Still, it's memorable. EG's design is cool, but kind of safe. It gets the job done, but it doesn't take any risks. Solid mid tier. Gen G went out for that gold and black luxury look. It looks good, classy even, but it doesn't have that same punch as some of the higher ranked ones. This one's solid. The colours stand out and it feels different, but it doesn't push itself to the top tier, still respectable. You can't go wrong with C9's colours. The white and blue always look fresh, but compared to the top picks, it doesn't quite have that same wow factor. Team Secret skin has that stealthy, mysterious vibe. It's not flashy, but it fits their branding really well. Feels like a sleeper pick. NRG kept it clean. Nothing too wild, but it's nice sharp design that feels professional. Middle of the pack, but not in a bad way. Global Esports brought something different to the table. The blue is a standout and it gives it a very distinct identity compared to the others. Super underrated. Furious skin is sleek. It has Predator energy. Not as flashy as some, but it nails the theme. Definitely a solid pick. Sentinels have that bold red and white combo that really shines. It's aggressive, clean, and feels exactly what you expect from them. This one surprised me. It's low-key, but has a strong vibe when you actually use it. Simple yet effective. Sometimes less really is more. Edward Gaming actually pulled off a clean, futuristic look. It's got this almost cyber feel to it. Not quite in the top 5, but still respectable. This one feels powerful. The Phoenix motif blends so well with the gun shape, and the colours make it feel so fiery without being too cartoony. A really solid design. Of course Paper X brings that chaotic energy. The design fits its brand perfectly. Fun, bold, and kind of unhinged. It's one of the most personality-packed classics. RRQ went really hard here. The yellow accents give it such a unique vibe without feeling overwhelming. It's one of those skins where you didn't expect to like it until you see it in action. Classic 100 Thieves. Clean, modern, minimal. It's not trying too hard, but it nails the aesthetic. Definitely one of the best balanced designs in the lineup. Starting off S tier with number 4, is G2 Esports. You already know G2 is going to have a banger. The sharp contrast and bold branding makes this one stand out. It feels like a statement piece, very fitting for G2. At number 3 is BPL Esports. BPL brought something unique. The design isn't over the top, but has an aggressive flair that works perfectly on a classic. It's sleek, stylish, and it feels underrated. At number 2 is T1. T1 really surprised me with this one. The red and black pops so nicely, and it actually feels intimidating in game. It just screams confidence. Not quite my number 1, but a strong contender. At number 1 is the JD Gaming Classic skin. This skin is just peak skin design. Everything about it feels premium. The colours, the logo placement, the vibe, it's clean, it's sharp. And honestly, it feels like it could be a bundle skin. Easily number 1. Starting off at dead last, at 27, is the Prism 2 Shorty. Sorry Prism fans, but the Shorty feels just lazy. It's plain, forgettable, and easily the weakest of the bunch. I like the idea, but the execution feels flat. It just doesn't have that wow factor I want in a skin. Number 25 is a default Shorty. It's a classic, you can't hate it too much, but you can't also put it above any real skins. It's okay, but honestly, it kind of feels a bit clunky and doesn't really give the Shorty any personality. And number 23 is the Doodle Buds. It's funny, it's silly, but the Shorty doesn't benefit much from this style. It feels more like a meme skin. It's fine, but the design is forgettable. It just doesn't stand out compared to the other competition. It's got some clean lines and bright colours, but it feels more like a battle pass filler than anything worth buying. At number 20, we have the Transition Shorty. The digital glitch is neat, but it doesn't pop enough to rank any higher. 19th goes to the Hive Mind. It's alien, it's different, but it's not my favourite. The design feels like it had potential, but doesn't fully land. The colours are nice, but the gradient feels a bit too simple for me. It doesn't stand out much. The design's cool, but it feels like a stripped down version of a better stone texture skins that we've seen. Clean, white, and gold. It's elegant, but maybe a bit too plain compared to the heavy hitters above it. The comic book style is fun, but it feels a little bit more novelty than something I'd actually run with often. This one feels playful and light-hearted. Not my top choice, but if you want something colourful, it delivers. Lucky number 13 is Wasteland. Looks like it was scavenged together after an apocalypse. And honestly, that gritty vibe works really well. It's got that classic Valorant feel. Clean lines, dark tones, and it always looks sharp in game. The graffiti style is bold, bright, and different. It makes a Shorty stand out without being over-designed. This is elegance mixed with ferocity. It's simple, but that red and black with gold accents makes it feel powerful. Wooden, magical, and full of life. It almost feels wrong firing this thing, but man, does it look good. Number 8 goes to the Neptune. This skin is just fun. The water animations and bubbly design give the Shorty a playful yet premium vibe. I've got the Primordium at 7th. It's aggressive, molten, and makes a Shorty feel more dangerous than it ever has to be. This one's underrated. The patterns and colours make it feel mystical, and it fits right in with Valorant's more fantasy themed skins. I had to go with the Oni. The design is iconic, and even though a Shorty isn't the star of the bundle, it still carries that menacing Oni vibe that everyone knows and loves. I love the shiny futuristic design. It's flashy without being too much, and it feels like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. In at 3rd place, we've got the Polluter Chaos Shorty. The colour schemes are wild, the sound effects are satisfying, and it makes a Shorty feel like a weapon of pure destruction. Number 2 goes to the Araxis. Sleek, alien, and futuristic. It almost feels like a Shorty got an upgrade from another galaxy. Everything about this skin feels premium. Taking the crown at number 1 is the Sentinels of Light Shorty. This skin feels like it was made to be legendary. The animations, the sound design, and the way it transforms in your hands. It just feels like you're wielding something divine. Even though I don't use the Frenzy, even if I did, I wouldn't touch this skin with at least a 10-foot pole. Just not a good looking skin to be honest. Not sure what else I can say. I know it's designed for Phoenix, but the design is really ugly. Yes, it works with Phoenix, but the fire just looks so fake. Basic Power Blast Frenzy skin. Nothing special to it whatsoever. I know it's built with Sky players, but still, would the Sky main even want this as their main Frenzy skin? I guess not. Honestly, nothing special to it at all. Just a straight up ugly Frenzy skin. Just a matter of colours from black to grey to white. Why was this even a skin? Honestly, the only reason I put this low is because some of the colours do not match together, meaning that it just throws the skin off balance. First up and straight up, The name of the skin just suits the overall look of the gun. Shit. Utter shit. The name sounds cool for a skin, but the skin just looks so basic and unoriginal. The colours work really well together, but it's just something about it I can't put my finger on. It bugs me when I look at the skin. Fun and excitable colours, just like if a kid dropped loads of multicoloured paint on a piece of paper. Just like all the other guns in the bundle, just filled with colour. That's it, colour is all the skin is. Any of the variations of the skin look fun and excitable, but the reason it's so low is due to the fact I just wouldn't pick it for any game. Honestly, really cool looking skin. The overall skin works really well together. Not one I would usually love, but honestly, the way the design is put together is just so simple but so effective. Clean, clean, clean. Nothing else needs to be said about it. Don't even know why the Horizon skin works so well in a frenzy. Not a bad skin. This literally looks like it's been carved from a snake directly, with a snake skin style going on. This skin just stands out as being a bold frenzy skin. The pattern just brings the skin alive. Easy to use, bang bang, and that insta-lock Rainer is dead. This one is probably going to get some controversy, but I really like it. The colours could be better, but I would use. These pattern skins are really effective, and whoever designed this at Riot should get at least a pay rise. All of the RGX 11Z Pro skins are amazing, and their frenzy does not disappoint whatsoever. It looks like a nail gun, but it looks sick in my opinion. Just imagining the bullets hitting headshots after headshots on all the sweaty opponents. The toy themed guns can be a hit or a miss depending on the gun, and with the frenzy it works really well together, so it'll be a hit. Being one of the most OG Valorant bundles, for it to be in number 6 is saying something about what a bundle is, with the frenzy standing out for me. Normally the origin skins are a mixed opinion for me, but the frenzy version? Just wow. Fun, powerful, excitable, amazing, great. I don't know any more words to describe this skin. The standard for my top 3 skins is high, and the eye on it is just so nice. Just like all the other guns in the bundle, especially the white variant. Wow, what else can I say about this skin? It hits 10 in all the boxes, but it's only to be dethroned by the number 1 best frenzy skin in Valorant. For the number 1 best frenzy skin in Valorant, it is the only skin. And just look at it. If this is not your favourite, then seriously, what is? The ease of this Valorant skin when firing bullets with any of the variations, it just looks amazing. Probably the most disappointing of the bunch. It's shiny, but compared to other skins, it just doesn't do enough. The colours feel flat, nothing really stands out about it. Glitchy theme is cool in concept, but on the Ghost, it doesn't really pop. Very basic, almost feels like a slightly altered default skin. Cyberpunk inspired, but kind of messy. It's not the most polished look. It's clean, but way too plain compared to modern skins. Killjoy's puzzle doesn't hit as hard. The art feels a bit forced on the Ghost model. Bright and blocky. Not bad, but just not as slick as others. The oceanic theme is interesting, but it looks a bit muddy in game. Fun seasonable vibes, but kind of niche. Only feels right during the holidays. Not terrible, but out of all the Jigsaw skins, Euro's feels kind of towards the bottom end. Golden and flashy, but kind of clunky looking in game. The OG. No bells, no whistles, but hey, it's the one everyone started with. The realistic design is cool if you like that grounded militaristic style. The puzzle concept is unique, but Sky's version doesn't stand out as much as the first one. The animated design is fun, but it's not the cleanest execution in my opinion. Pretty standard, nothing crazy, but definitely gets the job done. Dark and beastly, it's got a rougher edgy feel to it. Minimalistic, but it works. Feels sleek without having flashy effects. The shifting colour effect is cool, but it doesn't pop as much compared to others in the line. Very calming vibes. Clean white and teal makes the skin super chill. I love the concept of the puzzle pieces. Astra's version is the best one out of all 4 of them. This one screams retro racer. It's loud, colourful, and super playful. Tech-inspired and futuristic. The geometric design works well on the Ghost. Hot rod vibes, the flames make it stand out in the best way. A sleek budget option. White and silver look sharp on the sidearm. Bright and bold with a cultural flair. It's a unique take for sure. Heroic and clean. Your intricate line work is nice without being too busy. The handcrafted detail feels classy. Not flashy, but very well designed. Cute and stylish, I think. The bright colours really pop on this one. A Halloween banger. The creepy visuals and the dark tones fit perfectly together. The industrial sci-fi look is solid. It doesn't overdo, but still feels futuristic. Super underrated, the shifting celestial design is low-key gorgeous. Cosmic and colourful without being too overwhelming, it has a nice balance between flashy and clean. Regal and polished, the gold accents and the sound design make this one feel like a royal sidearm. Simple, tactical, but customizable, slapped specially with different camo variants. One of the cleanest non-upgradable skins. The hand-drawn style is super fresh and unique. Steampunk energy with electrifying effects. This one feels so satisfying to shoot with. That nature meets magic design makes this one so elegant. The colours and sounds are so unique for a ghost. Say what you want about the Ego collection, but this ghost hits. It's stylish, bold, and surprisingly clean in game. Dark, menacing, and sleek. The Ruination bundle always delivers, and the ghost version is no different. The nostalgia factor here is insane. The arcane design, the sound effects, it's just so fun to use and stands out every single time. This is peak ghost skin design. The animations, the sound, the vibe, it just feels powerful. Easily the #1 spot. Honestly, this one just doesn't work for me. The colours feel a bit dated, and compared to everything else, it's forgettable. It's a classic. No frills, no flash, just the base gun. Reliable. But you'll almost always swap it out if you have a skin. Minimalist to the extreme. Some people like a clean look, but for me, it's a little too plain. Bright, silly, and honestly kind of goofy. Fun if you're into it, but definitely niche. Techie cyberpunk energy, but it doesn't quite pop as much as the other futuristic skins. Retro gamer vibes, pixelated and playful. Fun concept, but it feels more like a novelty. Geometric, colourful, but kind of forgettable. It doesn't stand out compared to the rest. Old, rugged wood finish. It's got a rustic charm, but that's definitely not the most exciting. Dreamy magical forest aesthetic. The art is beautiful, though the model itself is pretty standard. Very Western inspired. Feels like something a sheriff, an actual sheriff, would wear on her hip. Simple, almost police issued. Feels sturdy and reliable, but nothing too flashy. Blueprint vibes. It's got that prototype look, like you're holding a concept straight from R&D. A galaxy in your hand. It looks amazing in screenshots, though in gameplay it can feel a little busy. This one feels powerful. Molten lava glowing inside. It's almost primal, like you're holding raw fire. Cute, colourful, and geometric. It's not the most serious skin, but it's got charm and personality. This is scrappy in the best possible way. It feels cobbled together, like it was built to survive in the desert. Definitely unique. This one's all about energy. The neon streaks and the glowing parts give a bold, arcadey vibe to it. Beautiful and calming. The cherry blossom theme is subtle but really elegant. It doesn't scream for attention, but it's lovely. This one feels rugged, almost apocalyptic. It's gritty, no nonsense, and fits that Outlaw vibe. Fun, colourful, customizable, it's playful, and you can swap colours which adds a nice touch. Old school class is like something you'd see in the Royal Jewel, shiny, but not too flashy. Ocean's depth meets slick design. The glowing blue effect is pretty, almost calming, but it still packs that punch. A very modern streetwear kind of vibe. The patterns are bold, but not overwhelming. Feels like it belongs in the hands of someone stylish. This one's got that rustic, worn-in look, almost like an adventurous sidearm, and it gives off that really grounded, gritty feel. This has that ancient, powerful vibe. It feels like a relic you discovered in ruins. Mystical, heavy, and honestly underrated. This feels like something out of a fantasy world. The golden inlays and the plant-like design make it stand out without being too much. This one's underrated. It's simple but sharp. Kind of that military futuristic hybrid. Clean lines, good colours, and it just works. Steampunk meets magic. The little electric coils sparking off when you fire makes it so unique. Stylish, classy, and flashy. The floating geometry. The gravity-defying design, it feels alien in the best possible way. Every shot looks like it's bending reality. Edgy, dark, and iconic. Reaver just has that aura. You hear that reload sound, and it's chills every time. Definitely one of the best. Classic, sleek, futuristic. The iron line has always been loved, and the sheriff is no different. It feels clean, no clutter, just pure sci-fi energy. Light meets dark, and Riot nailed it. The crystalline effects and the lore tie-in makes the skin feel like something out of League. Beautiful and powerful. This is peak sci-fi. The robotic voice lines make it feel alive, and that transformation animation is so satisfying. It's basically a mini companion built into your gun. The animations, the sound design, the whole futuristic vibe, this skin is pure luxury. Every shot feels weighty, and it just looks so clean in game. This one's just on another level. It's not only rare, but the design feels like a piece of art. It's got that exclusive factor, and every time you pull it out, it feels special. Easy number 1 for me. At the bottom of the stinger list, we have Varnish. It just looked like someone slapped wood paneling on a stinger. Honestly, it feels like an IKEA furniture skin. Definitely my least favourite. This one feels like an old arcade machine that got left in someone's basement. Neon outlines, funky colours. It's nostalgic, but seriously not in a good way. The prism line works on some guns, yeah, but on the stinger it's kind of forgettable. Shiny, sure, but nothing else going on here. Depth tries to pull off the underwater vibe, but it just doesn't hit for me. Feels a little too busy and the colours aren't super appealing. Schema is so close to actually being a nice skin, but it ends up looking like blueprint paper. Kind of bland honestly, but I respect the idea behind it. This one feels like it belongs at a primary school birthday party. Glittery, colourful, kind of sparkly, cute, but seriously, not my thing. The default stinger isn't bad, it's just plain. At least it doesn't have any cursed colour schemes, but there's something to get excited about here. Cool concept, but the execution is mid in the stinger. The cartoon doodles are fun, but they look way better on other guns. SYS is just okay. The digital red lines look fine, but compared to other skins, it doesn't stand out much, kind of a filler skin. This is the Clown Fiesta skin. Bright rainbow colours everywhere, it's ridiculous, but in a fun way. Definitely not for when you're trying to be serious though. Signature is funky, it's got that street art graffiti vibe going on. Not my go-to, but I can see why some people like the creative design. This one has a darker, almost cursed energy to it. The design is unique, though maybe a little too edgy for my personal taste. So just fun because of the colour variants. You can mix it up and it feels a bit more custom. It's a decent skin for the price point though. I actually like the silverness aesthetic. The forest vibe, the mystical trees, it's kind of soothing. Not for everyone though, but it has a charm. Red alert looks like a toy blaster in the best possible way. The bright red pops and feels playful, even if it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of a premium skin. This one's a sleeper pick for me. The patterns and golds are really solid, and it looks like a skin that doesn't get much love, so definitely pick it up if you haven't got it already. Sovereign is an iconic skin line, but on the stinger, it's not the strongest version of the skin line. Still, the golden and white vibe give it a lot of presence. Aristocrat feels like old money elegance, gold rims, dark tones, and it can add something fun to your eco rounds. Ego's always been a weird collection, but I personally like it. The bold lettering and the colours really pop. It's a loud skin for a loud gun. Solid middle ground skin here, but towards the top end. The Cavalier has a professional military look. Nothing flashy, but it feels reliable. Like the kind of gun you'd see in a tactical shooter. Kucha feels elegant. It's sleek, it's stylish, and honestly, it looks like something you'd pull off a fashion runway. A simple but classy skin. Such a clean design. The pastel pinks and cherry blossoms give off a totally different energy. Instead of aggressive, it's just calm and beautiful. It's an aesthetic piece, and I love it. RGX always delivers, and the Stinger version is no exception. The lights, the sound, the overall futuristic vibe, it feels like you're wielding a piece of esports hardware. This one takes the crown for me. It looks menacing, the animations are top tier, and it makes the Stinger feel way scarier than it actually is. It almost tricks me into thinking I'm holding a Phantom or a Vandal. At dead last, at number 45, we have the GUN Spectre. It just bloody looks awful, and easily the worst Spectre skin out of every single Spectre skin in Valorant. The Horizon Spectre has bright gradients that feel like a wallpaper. Seriously, not my theme. The Serenity Spectre is bland, boring, and 100% forgettable. Cartoon Frog camo? Seriously not for me. At 41, we have the Venturi Spectre. It looks like a Nerf blaster from the dollar store. Frosty blue vibes, but it looks like a budget Christmas skin. The Monstrosity Spectre is weird, clunky, and kind of ugly if I'm being honest. The Prism Spectre is shiny, sure, but basically just a reskin of default. Tactical look, but way too generic. At 36, we have the Aero Spectre. Transparent plastic vibes, feels cheap. The Valorant Ghost Spectre is kind of fun, but the giant character artwork is a bit much. At 34, we have Luna. Cute theme, but feels like more of a toy than a weapon. Minimalistic to the point where it looks like a prototype, not my thing at all. It's an alien boned gun? Cool idea, weird execution. Now we have the Hue Shift Spectre. Colour shifting is fun, but it feels way too basic. At 30, we have the Lux Spectre. Simple, shiny, honestly kind of mid compared to the rest of them. The comic panel design is interesting, but the execution feels messy. Golden, shiny, but kind of feels like a knockoff luxury skin. We have the Evori Dreamwing Spectre next, which is just cute, colourful, and very different, though not everyone's cup of tea. Number 26, we have the Kingdom Spectre. Old school Valorant vibe, not flashy but has that lore touch. Looks like it was made from scrap metal, and honestly, that's kind of cool. Starting off C tier with the default Spectre. The good old default. Simple, clean, and hey, remember, it's free. The Convex Spectre feels like it's a budget skin, but the glossy lines aren't terrible. At 22, we have the Velocity Spectre. Kind of plain, but the neon accents keep it from being too boring, I'd say. Sleek tiger pattern with a red and black. It's stylish without being over the top. It's basic, but the colour variants make it at least a little fun. At number 19 is a Striker Spectre. Sporty, colourful, and feels like you shaped racing stripes on the Spectre. Perfect for spooky vibes, ghostly animations, and a cursed design. Really good skin overall. At 17, we have the Abyssal Spectre. The deep sea glowing effect makes one feel mysterious and really sleek. The shifting galaxy look is actually really pretty. Big fan of this theme overall. No frills, no glow, just pure World War II vibes. Honestly, clean for a budget skin. At 14, we have the Radiant Classic. A comic book gun come to life. Super fun and unique design. Alien, creepy, and straight out of sci-fi. This Hive Mind Spectre is totally underrated. At 12, we have Singularity. The space black hole theme makes you feel like you're firing cosmic energy. The voice lines, the tech design, this gun talks practically back to you. At number 10, we have the Blast X Spectre. Nerf gun energy all the way. Hilarious to use and still looks amazing. In 9th is the RGX Spectre. This thing is literally a gaming PC. You can run and gun with it. The glowing LEDs are wild. The military look with its randomized attachments keeps it fresh. Feels like a real tactical weapon. Prime never misses. Clean gold rims, futuristic vibe, still an all-time classic. At 6 is the Mage Punk Spectre. The retro tech design with glowing coils makes this one feel like a shooting pure science. Number 5 goes to Forsaken. Dark, cursed, and stylish. It's basically Prime's edgy twin, and I love it. Starting off S tier, we have Neptune Spectre. The water sloshing around is such a unique effect. It literally feels like it's alive in your hands. Number 3, the River Spectre. The gothic style, the sounds, the reload animation, everything about it screams badass. At number 2, the Ruination Spectre. That corrupted glow and insane design makes this thing look like it's forged from pure evil. Amazing. Taking a crown at number 1, the Ion Spectre. It's simply iconic. Sleek, futuristic, and clean. This is hands down the best Spectre in the entire game. Starting off at the bottom, the worst Bucky is the gun Bucky. It's awkward, dull, and feels like it belongs in a completely different game. Bottom tier for sure. The default Bucky is what you get when you have nothing else. It works, but it's boring. You 100% deserve something better. SYS is minimalistic, but techy, and honestly, it feels too cold and lifeless, so it's not fun to use whatsoever. Prism has a shiny prism effect that looks nice at first glance, but it's pretty bland in action. Hydroship has that watery effect, but it feels messy and just not satisfying to use whatsoever. Definitely lower tier. Topotech looks very mechanical and industrial. It's okay, but I wouldn't choose it over more stylish options. Aerosol is all about the graffiti aesthetic. Cool concept, but the colours and style aren't very appealing in game. Lightwave is bright and flashy, but the design feels lazy compared to some of the other premium skins. The Xenohunter's alien theme is neat, but the design feels a bit flat. I expected it to pop more. Red Alert is fine. It's got a warning colours and a militaristic vibe, but honestly, it feels a little kind of generic. Horizon is clean and sci-fi inspired, but it lacks that extra flair that will make it memorable. Titan Mail is heavy duty looking, like it's built for battle, but it's not the most eye-catching. Valeria is colourful and artsy, but the design feels busy and slightly chaotic. Not bad, just not my style. Monica's has subtle gold accents that are nice, but overall is a little forgettable compared to the ones above it. This one's got that old school elegance. It looks like something from a classic jewel, but it's a bit too plain to be higher on the list. Surge is bright, neon, and screams arcade vibes. It's fun to use, but not quite enough to break the top 10 for me. Artisan feels handmade and intricate. The engraved details make it feel like a work of art. A little understated, but still satisfying to use. Origin form has this alien unearthly look. It's sharp and edgy, and definitely stands out if you want something a bit different without being too flashy. This one is fun because it's comic book styled. The animations and bright colours make it playful, perfect if you want something vibrant and energetic. Origin is clean, futuristic and smooth. It's less flashy than Iron the Prime, but that's what can make it classy. Sometimes subtle is better. I love the warm tones and the Aztec-inspired design. It's different from anything else, and it feels like a cultural masterpiece rather than just a gun skin. Kingdom gives you that knightly regal feel. The metallic look and the colour schemes make it feel like you're wielding a weapon fit for royalty. This one's got that cyberpunk meets fantasy vibe. The glowing parts and the intricate patterns make it feel really unique. If you're into magical tech, this is a must-have. Only Bucky is spooky and cool at the same time. The mass design gives it a ton of personality, definitely a head-turner in game. Right behind number 1, Prime 2.0. It's still incredibly clean, it's stylish without being over the top, and the gold accents make it feel elite. This skin is what I'd use if I wanted to flex a little bit. This is the king of Buckies. Sleek, futuristic, and just screams premium. The sound effects and the light up details make every shot feel satisfying. I mean, look at the energy beam, it's just perfect. At the very bottom of the judge list, we have the Serenity Judge. It's clean, sure, but way too plain. Nothing about it stands out, which makes it the weakest skin for me. .exe had potential, but on a judge, it just looks unfinished, very bland compared to everything else. This one has a nice concept, but the judge version feels weirdly out of place. It doesn't look as good as other weapons. The base judge skin, what can I say? It's a standard, no frills, no style, it works, but you're definitely not flexing with this. Smite looks like it belongs in a completely different game. The lighting idea is fun, but the execution feels off. Garage Crash feels dated. The design is supposed to be digital and futuristic, but it comes off kind of flat. Yoro Jigsaw is probably the weakest of the bunch. The art style doesn't pop the same way as Astra or Killjoy's versions. Polyfox is another meme-ish skin. It's not terrible, but it feels like a budget version of a cooler stylized skin. I know some people will love the pig design, but for me, it's just too goofy. Funny skin, but not one I'd take seriously in-game. The Outpost Judge looks like something from a sci-fi scrapyard. It's not bad, but it definitely doesn't have that wow factor. The Prism Judge is simple and shiny, but that's about it. It feels like one of those skins you'd use for a week and then forget about. Sky's Jigsaw is kind of cute, but honestly, it doesn't bring too much to a judge. Feels more like a collection filler. Lux is one of those OG skins that hasn't aged super well. It's clean, but compared to modern designs, it feels a bit plain. This one is bright and loud, but in a kind of a goofy way. It looks like a paintball gun, and depending on your taste, that's either fun or just silly. Shimmer is a colourful, light-hearted, almost party skin. Not for everyone, but I can see the appeal. Celestial has a nice cosmic vibe, but the Judge version feels a little underwhelming compared to the rest of the bundle. The Team Ace Judge skins are a cool idea with Asian themes, but they don't feel as polished as premium skins. Still, solid effort though. Convex is super clean and almost like a prototype weapon. I like the simplicity, but it really doesn't stand out compared to other skins. This one is definitely seasonal, and honestly, it looks really nice during winter maps. Outside of that, it feels a little bit gimmicky. Coalition Cobra feels tactical and military styled, which matches Valorant's vibe. Not flashy, but it gets the job done. Hydro Drip is cool, but it feels a little inconsistent. The water design is fun, but it doesn't quite hit the same as other Judge skins. The Killjoy Jigsaw is cute, especially if you're a Killjoy main. It's not amazing, but there's definitely charm in the design. Rush is vibrant, chaotic and playful. It feels like the kind of skin that doesn't take itself too seriously, and I respect that. This skin looks like it came straight out of a fantasy RPG. The fiery details are nice, and while it's not a top tier skin, it's definitely stylish. Allbound is nice and clean. It doesn't do anything crazy, but it's solid. Good colour palette, simple, and easy on the eyes. Divergence has that unique, almost sci-fi spaceship look. It feels different from a lot of Judge skins, and I think it deserves more recognition. Goldwing is fancy without being too gaudy. It feels regal, and it actually stands out more than most people give it credit for. This is one of the cleaner Judge skins. The Thorn design gives it personality without being over the top. It's a balanced skin that works really well. The Tile Judge feels super modern and slick. Minimalistic skins don't always land, but this one has a subtle futuristic vibe that I really like. The Jigsaw line is a hit or miss, but the Astra Judge is easily the best variant. The purple theme actually fits Astra's vibe and makes the Judge pop in game. Undercity doesn't always get love, but I think it's perfect in the Judge. It has that neon cyberpunk vibe that just feels right when you're blasting through smokes. This one is criminally underrated. The colours, the patterns, it feels unique without being too much. Clean, stylish, and honestly, looks better than some premiums. The Elder Flame turns your gun into a dragon. Do I need to say more? It's literally breathing fire when you're running around on eco rounds. Legendary. Glitch Pop has always been one of Valorant's most iconic skin lines, and the Judge version is no different. Bright, flashy, chaotic, it's loud in every way, and I love it. The Chrono Void Judge just feels like peak skin design. The sound, the animation, the sci-fi aesthetic, it makes every shot feel powerful. No doubt it's the king of Judge skin. Honestly, this one feels like a step down from even the default. The colours are dull, the design is uninspired, it's bottom tier for a reason. Default. Not much else to say. Gets the job done, but lacks any personality. The theme is cool, but the execution isn't great. Isn't click visually. Feels bland, there's a design there, but it doesn't resonate or stand out at all. Grimy, dark, and a bit depressing. It fits the theme, but not really a skin that excites you in the game. Samurai inspired, which is cool, but the execution feels underwhelming. It doesn't leave much of an impression. Stylized, but it feels too simplistic. Not bad, but it's not something I'd grab first. The constant colour change is interesting, but it can be a bit distracting. It's a niche pick at best. Reminds me of early digital aesthetics, but in 2025 it feels a bit dated. Fun to mess around with though. The animations are neat, but the colours and overall design don't give it much character. Just fine. Feels functional, looks okay, but it's nothing that stands out in the heat of a match. Classy, but perhaps a bit too muted. Nice for the vibe, but really doesn't make you excited to equip it. Shiny, but not enough to make it memorable. Feels like it's trying to sparkle, but falls a bit flat. Clean lines and subtle futuristic design, but it lacks personality. It's serviceable if you like minimalism. Interesting concept, but it's a little too flashy without the payoff in animations or details. Not terrible, just okay. Looks fast and aggressive, fitting the name, but it feels a little plain next to animated skins. A decent mid-tier option. The design is sleek, but it doesn't have any standout features to push it higher. Energetic, fun, and straightforward. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it's a solid and cheerful skin. This one has a mystical vibe, but it feels a little underwhelming in comparison to others. Cool if you like the magical theme. Nice textures and animations, but it doesn't pop as much as some of the higher ranked skins. Still a good looking pick. The glowing blue ascents are eye-catching, and the futuristic vibe works. Solid mid-tier choice. Stylish, classy, and surprisingly functional. It's a skin for someone who wants to look good while fragging. Mysterious and dark. Depth of a subtle elegance. It won't turn heads instantly, but the detail is impressive when you notice it. Love the modern look here. The brighter scents and the darker frame make it visually interesting without being too over the top. Military inspired with a bit of a flair. Not flashy, but it hits the right place between functional and cool. A bit loud, a bit chaotic, but that's what makes it fun. If you like skins that feel energetic and playful, this is a strong choice. Its ice design is sleek and cold, perfect for those frosty headshots. The textures give it a unique edge. The cyberpunk vibes are strong here. Neon colours, glitchy effects, it's chaotic in the best way, and really fun to show off. Simple, clean, and honestly, a very good aesthetic. It doesn't scream for attention, but it's constantly good looking. Protocol gives us that high-tech military feel. It's clean, tactical, and makes you feel like you're in a futuristic battlefield. This one is for those who like a bit of flair. The demon-inspired design is striking, and the details really make it stand out in your hands. Dark, sleek, and deadly. The Black Marga has that underground vibe that makes it feel like a professional hit. Definitely a stylish pick. Spectre is iconic for a reason. The colour shifts are smooth, it's vibrant without being too overwhelming, and it just feels premium every time you pull it out. The colours pop, the animations are satisfying, and it has that classic Radiant charm. It's fun to shoot with. It makes every kill feel earned. The skin is just insane. The futuristic design, the glowing essence, it feels like a weapon from another universe. Honestly, it's a top tier flex in any match. Starting off in last place, the default Guardian. It's functional, but let's be honest, there's nothing exciting about it. 9 Lives is flashy with the cat theme, but it's just not for me. The design feels gimmicky. Valorant Go is cute, but feels childish compared to all the other options. Terra's Realms tries to be mystical, but the effects are underwhelming in game. Hydrodrip has that water theme going, but it doesn't really stand out in my ranking. Polyfox is colourful, but the geometric design feels too flat and lacks personality. The Signature Guardian is minimalistic, which is nice, but it's kind of boring. Nitro Guardian has a fiery vibe, but the details feel too simple and generic. Ego is trying to be too bold, but the design doesn't hit the mark for me. The Galeria Guardian is artsy, but a bit too busy. I appreciate the effort, but it's just not my favourite. Abyssal is dark and moody, but it doesn't stand out, it's kind of forgettable. Infinity has potential, but the effects don't really pop in game like some of the top tier skins. Spitfire is okay. It's flashy, but the design feels a bit chaotic for my taste. Killjoy's Jigsaw is clever, matching her personality, but honestly, it's one of the weaker Jigsaw designs. The Reverie Guardian has some nice visuals, but isn't quite exciting me as much as other skins on this list. Starlit Odyssey is a celestial dream, but it's subtle. It could easily be overlooked in the heat of the battle. Soulstraff has a gothic charm. It's unique though, a little niche in style. The Ruination Guardian is intense, but the dark theme feels heavy for everyday use. Songsteel is sleek with the musical vibes. It's solid, but not enough for me to push it higher for me. The Aero Guardian is clean and airy, fitting its name, but it doesn't stand out too much in the skin lineup. Sky's Jigsaw Guardian is cute, but slightly underwhelming. I appreciate the theme though. Ruin Guardian has that post-apocalyptic vibe. It looks tough though, maybe a little grim for a casual player. Morselite has that classy, ornate feel. It's elegant, but I think it's a bit overdone for my taste. Yoru's Jigsaw is edgy and playful. I like the character-specific touches, but it's not quite as flashy as Astra's version. Nebula's Guardian is out of this world, literally. The space theme is subtle, but really stylish. The Imagery Guardian is simple, but solid. It doesn't wow, but it looks clean and classic. Neptune Guardian brings aquatic vibes to a futuristic weapon. It's sleek, watery, and just visually satisfying. The only Guardian is fierce and intimidating. Those Japanese folklore vibes are executed beautifully. Astra's Jigsaw Guardian is one of my favourite agent-themed skins. The purple glow fits her perfectly, and the animation is also cool. Magepunk Guardian mixes magic and technology in a really unique way. It's playful, but also badass. The Recon feels tactical and professional. It's clean, sharp, and has that special appeal for those who love a military aesthetic. Gaia's Vengeance brings mythical vibe with nature-inspired details. The green scents are gorgeous and really pop in the game. Spectrum is all about colour and style. The chromatic transitions are so visually pleasing, and the sound effects are catchy too. The Reaver Guardian is dark, edgy, and menacing. If you like a bit of villain energy, this skin is perfect. Jet's Guardian is a cyberpunk masterpiece. The neon details and holographic flair make it so much fun to use. Coming in number 2, the Prime Guardian. It's sleek, futuristic, and just feels satisfying to shoot with. Those light effects are top tier. The Sovereign Guardian is just stunning. The details, the animation, the golden ascents, it screams prestige. It's easily the top of my list. Starting in final place, we have the 9 Lives Phantom. Honestly, this one misses the mark. The design is messy and the effects aren't satisfying, making this my least favourite Phantom skin. The Prison Phantom has bright colours, but it's kind of garnish and doesn't feel polished. Even the default Phantom is fine. It's functional, but it is just a baseline. The Cenerity Phantom is calm and understated. Pretty, but kind of boring in action. The Topotech Phantom is futuristic, but the design feels generic and forgettable. The Sarmad Phantom is meh at best. It has a theme, but not very exciting visually. Valorant Go is playful and cartoony, fun for casual play, but doesn't feel serious at all. This Phantom is themed and colourful, but it lacks that wow factor. The Avalanche Phantom has icy vibes. The effects are decent, but it feels pretty plain overall. Reverie is dreamy and soft. Nice visuals, but not eye-catching in gameplay. The Smite Phantom is mythic inspired. Cool idea, but the execution feels a little flat. This Phantom is tactical and clean, functional, but nothing else. The Velocity Phantom has a fast, techie look, not bad, but just doesn't impress me like top tier skins. Winter Wonderland is festive, which is fun, but it doesn't scream, must use. Now this has a Japanese aesthetic, feels pretty thematic, but still not groundbreaking in other skins. This Phantom has cosmic vibes, but the design feels soft and doesn't stand out in gameplay. The Minima Phantom is minimalistic and clean. Simple is nice, but doesn't excite you mid-match. This Phantom is dark and brooding. It's cool, but a bit plain compared to top contenders. Aero Phantom is subtle, with a wind-inspired design. It's decent, don't get me wrong, but not practically memorable. Now this Phantom is flashy in a retro way, energetic, but it feels a little dated compared to others. The Lightwave Phantom has soft energy effects. It's visually smooth, but doesn't really pop in the same way as higher placements. This Phantom is nature themed and elegant. It's calm and stylish, but a little subdued. The Nebula Phantom is colourful and spacey. It's bright and fun, but lacks that premium you feel like you get from the top tier skins. This Phantom feels regal and polished. It's classy, but doesn't capture the energy of the higher ranked skins. The Uncity Phantom has a gritty urban aesthetic. Solid for the vibe, but the design isn't practically stand out. Galeria is artsy and vibrant. It's visually pleasing, but not something that will wow mid-match. Now this Phantom is winter themed with subtle elegance. It's pretty, but the effects are minimal compared to higher ranks. The Arson Phantom has an intricate detail and handcrafted feel. Solid design, but a little understated. The Infinity Phantom is space themed, and visually interesting. It's neat, but not practically groundbreaking gameplay feel. Team Ace is sporty and clean. It's straightforward, celebrating esports, but lacks flashy personality. Now this Phantom is cute and quirky. It's fun for casual play and has a charm, but it doesn't feel as epic as others. The Chronovoid has a futuristic time manipulation vibe. It's sleek and clever, but just doesn't have the same wow factor as the top 10 does. This Phantom is playful and colourful. It's fun to see the colours change as you play, but it's not as serious or intense as higher rank skins. Blind Phantom has a unique tech design with some subtle lines and curves. It's understated, but cool in a minimalistic way. The Ruination Phantom is dark and edgy. The shadowy effect is satisfying, but it doesn't quite hit the same level as the top tier skins. The Protocol Phantom is futuristic and sleek. It's not as flashy as some higher ranked skins, but the minimalistic sci-fi vibe is solid. This Phantom feels wild and untamed. The Tiger Stripe essence and bold design make it fun for aggressive playstyles. Spectrum Phantom is all about vibrant energy, sound, and style. It's flashy without going too overboard, perfect for players who like colourful effects and loud sound. The Soulstrike Phantom looks mystical and ominous. The dark energy theme is unique and makes you feel like a spellcaster mid-battle. The Recon Phantom has a tactical militaristic look. Simple, clean, and gives off serious operator vibes. It's no nonsense and effective. This one is anime inspired and flashy. The colour palette is vibrant and the effects are satisfying, making it a solid pick for fans of that style. The Xeno Hunt has a sci-fi bounty hunter vibe. The design screams alien tech and adventure. It's aggressive, but 100% stylish. Prime Phantom is iconic. It's elegant, clean, has that premium feel. It's one of those skins where it will never go out of style. The Champions 2022 Phantom is clean and stylish. It's sleek and makes you feel like a champion every time you equip it. Glitch Pop is just pure energy. The bright colours, the glitchy effects, it's chaotic in the best possible way, and it really pops during the gameplay. Blastex has that neon arcane feel. It's fun, loud, and colourful. Perfect for someone who wants their Phantom to stand out in matches. The Singularity Phantom is visually stunning. The black hole effect and cosmic energy theme make it unique. This one's just cool to stare at and shoot with. This one is for the RGX tech lovers. The RGX 11Z Pro Phantom looks like it belongs in a cyberpunk movie. The animations are smooth and satisfying, making it a joy to use every single time you use it. The only Phantom has that perfect balance of traditional and badass vibes. The glowing red accents give it a menacing look while still feeling elegant. You feel powerful just holding it. The Ion Phantom is sleek and futuristic. The energy effects and clean lines make it feel high-tech and satisfying to shoot with. This is the pinnacle of sci-fi weaponry. The Rear Phantom is just on another level. The dark gothic aesthetic combined with the insane sound design makes every shot feel epic. It's the kind of skin that screams legendary every time you pull it out. The worst Vandal skin in my opinion is the Prism skin. Just a basic Vandal model with a brightly coloured pink outline. In my opinion, not even sure why these sorts of skins exist. Just honestly, what the colourful fuck is this skin? Just not needed in the game. Somehow it survived not coming dead last in this list, just by the amount of hate I have for the other two skins. These green screen skins are just pointless. Why are they even a thing? It's pretty much a basic Vandal skin, with just a multicoloured ammo crate, so not very great. I get the underwater theme, but I don't think it's a very well put together skin, in all honesty. This skin is just a default Vandal, with fucking random neon lines going through it. Again, same as the last one, just a default gun with lines through it. Out of the two green screen ones, I don't find this one as bad, but still, not sure why green screen things are a thing. All this is a multicoloured mess of a Vandal skin. What is with Valorant and all these multicoloured Vandal skins? Not sure about this one, but again, not too sure about the colour combinations here. Honestly, not even sure how to describe the skin, rather than just a white and blue Vandal default skin. What even is this skin? just a piece of trash. I know some people will massively disagree with where it is. I just don't think it's as good as people say. Just a default Vandal. Nothing else really to say. Basic Battle Pass skin. Nothing special to it at all. Colourful piece of trash. Just like, seriously, who designed this skin? Because they need to be fired. I get what they were trying to go for with this gun, but I think it's gone terribly wrong in my opinion. If I had something else to go with the skin, it would have been higher up, but it just lacks that extra spark to it. Ashley Main's favourite Vandal skin in the game, but to me, it just looks like a star-infested Vandal skin. That's it. I don't even know why it's as high as it is, because I very well could have put it at the bottom. I just think it works well with the colours, that's all. What? I don't even know what to say about this skin except, what? I'm not a fan of a missing piece in the gun. It just looks off, and I'm not a fan of it at all. Surprised I put this one up so high. Could have been in the same tier as the default skin. All I ever say is, the blue saved it from being in the bottom tier. What even is this? Like, seriously? I am just so confused by the look of this skin. The colours do not work at all. I don't know why people would pay money for this skin. Shit. Utter shit. What else can I say? The kill animation is the only thing saving this from being in the F tier. Just some of the colours do not make sense. Basic Vandal skin, with a few different colours. In some situations, I love it, and others, I hate it. Don't see anything good to this skin, just another version of the Wasteland skin. But I guess, nice try with something different. Looks like the skin is melting, and I'm just not a fan of it at all. Honestly, I think this skin is just a basic blue Vandal, with some swirly lines on it, but if I had to use it, I would. I get the fire aspect to the gun, but I don't think it fits in with the overall aesthetic of the Vandal skin. Don't ask me why I like the skin, I don't know, it just looks very clean. Simple, simple, simple. Nothing else to it, just a simple Vandal skin. Honestly, very good skin, the combination of colours work very well together. The thing carrying this skin up the ranks is definitely the skin animation, one of the best out of all of the Vandal skins. The purple and lime version of the skin carried the skin up the list far, far beyond, being one of the most recently added skins to the game, looking good. Massively overrated skin by the community. I know I'm going to get people mad by rating this skin low down, but it's not as good as people say. Similar to the Valiant Hero skin, it's just a simple looking skin, but works effectively. All of these skins in the bundle work amazingly well together, with the red and grey design working amazingly together. I know some people will be surprised by the placement of this skin, but in my opinion, not one of the top Vandal skins. One of the most recently added Vandal skins, and the simplicity of the design works really well. Beautiful, just beautiful skin to use. I definitely would use this skin in a stressful comp game. Overrated to fuck skin. If you like the skin, then you're probably a CSGO sweat who transferred over to Valorant. When first released, probably the most exciting skin to be released for some time, but then massively overshadowed by the 2023 version. The way the skin animation looks and sounds carries the skin up higher than some of the other Vandal skins that could have been in the edition. To be fair, some people may put this lower, but I think it's a good looking skin and it's underrated by the community. The other water themed skins don't really appeal to me, but the Neptune Vandal is just so beautiful and so clean. The combination of the brown and red outlines bring this gun to life. Top tier skin. Any of the glitch pop Vandal skin colours I would happily use in any of my Valorant games, busting off insta-lock jet heads. One of the most OG skins I can think of when it comes to Valorant, and still holding its position in the top ranks of Vandal skins. One of the most liked Vandal skins within the community, and I see why. Just the sound, look, and feel of the gun is amazing. Honestly, just an amazing Vandal skin. Nothing more needs to be said. Honestly, the purple alone carries the skin all the way up the charts. Solid overall Vandal skin. Honestly, when released, was one of my favourite bundles, but compared to the others, it sits in A tier. Honestly, out of this one and the 2021 skin, this one clears it in my opinion. Just a fun looking skin to use. The headshot sound of this gun is so clean, it makes you want to kill more insta-lock Reyna players. Probably the best sounding gun in the entire game, and the colour combinations pair well with the overall look of the gun. Olden day rustic vibe to it, absolutely love it, and everything about it. One of my favourites in particular is the white version of this gun skin, as it's so clean, but all of the others are really good as well. The kill animation yet alone, the overall appearance of this gun, is sublime, rightfully deserves the number 3 spot. Any variation of the Prime skin is so good. Genuinely, just top tier Vandal skin. And the number 1 position, we have the Araxis Vandal. This honestly is the peak of all Valorant Vandal skins, and in my opinion, is just the best gun out of all the skins in the entire game. At the bottom is Signature. It tries to be flashy, but the colours clash a bit, and it doesn't feel cohesive. Definitely my least favourite Marshal skin, 100%. Reverie feels soft and dreamy, but lacks the big thing, impact. It's kind of forgettable and doesn't give you that wow factor. Polyfrog is fun, sure, but it's goofy and doesn't match the sleek or elegant skins I prefer. Definitely a novelty pick. Freehand is creative with its doodle-like patterns, but it's messy in a way that doesn't appeal to me. It's quirky, but definitely a bottom tier skin. This one is a cool concept, but the colours and style feel a bit clunky. I wouldn't reach for it unless anything else was available. Default is, well, the default. Nothing flashy, nothing exciting, it's practical, but it's hard to get excited about. Monarch is elegant in a subdued way, but it's not striking enough to climb higher on the list. Nice for casual play though. Runestone's mystical elements are neat, but the design feels a bit generic. I don't feel a strong identity in the skin here. Venturi is simple and clean, but it doesn't have any standout features. It's a solid skin, but just not memorable. Festive, sure, but a bit seasonal. Fun to pull out in December, but I wouldn't call it an all year round skin. Crimson Beast tries to be hard with fiery theme, but I feel the execution is a bit over the top. It's flashy, but not quite my style. Moondash is okay, the colours are nice and it's smooth looking, but isn't wow me the way top tier skins do. The pig motive is fun and whimsical, but it doesn't really match the serious vibe I like from the Marshal. Still, if you want to laugh while sniping, it works. Galeria is sleek and stylish, but I feel like it lacks a bit of personality. It's classy, but it doesn't stand out in the crowd. This one's flashy, but it's not really my favourite. I do appreciate the bright cinematic vibe though. It feels like a skin made for the highlights. Luna's subtle lunar theme is nice, but it's a little understated compared to the higher ranked ones. Still, it's got a cool, calming aesthetic. Avalanche feels cold and striking. The icy details give it a crisp vibe that stands out, even if it's not the most unique design in my rankings. This one is cute and fun. The cartoonish details give it a personality, and while it's not top tier and elegant, it's definitely a skin with a charm. Future is for the fashion forward players. Classy and polished. If your style game matters as much as your aim, this is for you. Artisan is all about craftsmanship. It looks handcrafted, detailed, and the kind of skin that makes you appreciate the artistry behind Valorant. Long still feels classic and elegant. The steel and silver give it a traditional, almost ceremonial flair that's very appealing. Ruin has a darker, almost curse feel. The ominous tones make it feel dangerous, and I like that edge on a sniper rifle. New Frontier is that futuristic digital vibe. It's sleek, modern, and has enough pop in the design to make it fun without being too flashy. The military aesthetic here is strong, clean, tactical, and no nonsense. This is for the players who want their Marshal to look like it came straight out of an elite ops unit. Wasteland is perfect for the post-apocalyptic vibes. The weathered look gives it character, and I love how it tells a story without even saying a word. This one's got that gritty underground feel. I love the dark tones and subtle detailing. It's a Marshal that looks like it's been through some serious missions. Guy's Vengeance is so cool because of the natural earthy vibe. The swirling leaves and the green highlights make it feel alive, and it stands out for anyone who loves environmental aesthetics. Sovereign always feels regal. That gold and white design gives you the aura of a true sharpshooter, and honestly, using this makes every headshot feel majestic. The Mage Punk is next because it blends magic and tech beautifully together. The glowing runes on the gun and the vibrant colour scheme make you feel like you're wielding something straight out of a fantasy cyberpunk world. This is hands down the sleekest Marshal in the game. The futuristic Japanese-inspired design, the glowing essence, it just screams high-tech assassin. It's my number one because it looks deadly even before you fire a shot. Starting off the bottom, yes, the default Outlaw makes the list. Mainly for nostalgia, it's classic and reliable, but in comparison to all other skins, it's just a basic one. Smite has a cool electric vibe, but the design feels a bit too busy for me. It's not bad, just not particularly memorable. Prism is simple and colourful, which is fun, but it doesn't really have a lasting impression. It's a decent skin if you want something bright without being too flashy. Exo is functional and neat. It has some nice details and animations, but it's a little forgettable compared to the higher ranked Outlaws. Aperture is neat, clean and futuristic, in a subtle way. The animations are smooth and it feels good, but not exactly jaw-dropping. Moonscale is playful and adventurous. The moon motif and lunar colours give it character, but it doesn't quite have that wow factor like top tier skins. Biteshift has a techie futuristic feel, without going full cyberpunk. I appreciate the detail of the animations. It's a solid mid-tier skin that feels good to use. Holomoku is a quirky, holographic take on the Outlaw. The colours pop, and it's got a quite unique personality. Not the most intimidating in-game, but definitely stylish. Cloud Weaver gives off that serene, almost mystical vibe. The smoke and mist effects are subtle, but makes every duel feel like a cinematic moment. Bolt is all about energy. The crackling lightning effects are satisfying, and has a sense of power to all of your shots. It's not the fanciest, but it's definitely fun to use. Overlay that minimalistic digital vibe that works really well. It's simple, but the colour sense and design make it feel premium. Sometimes less is really more. Ego just screams confidence. I mean, it's bold, it's flashy, but not in a cringy way. I love the animations here, it makes every shot feel impactful. Araxis is elegant yet deadly. I love the alien-inspired design and the subtle glow. It's got a clean, premium feel, definitely a skin that turns heads in a duel. Finishing off the list with the RGX 11Z Pro. And honestly, this skin is just next level. The sleek cyberpunk design, the way it lights up when you fire, it's futuristic without being over the top. This is the one that feels good to shoot with. Just factually, the worst operator in the entire game. You think another one's is worse? Then you have smoked something mad. Just what was Riot thinking when they made this a skin? Hard pass. Green and white piece of shit. Nothing else to say. Next. I think I just threw up in my mouth by even looking at it. Well, if I was ever able to pick a free operator skin, I would not pick this one, for sure. Straight up, I don't know what was going on when they made this. Should have been put in a recycle bin, not the game. Just a default operator with a cool night scene painted on it. Nothing special. I get what they tried to do, but in my opinion, failed massively. The Nitro operator is just a mess of a gun, straight up. Nothing to it, just lots of colours. The Daydream skin should have stayed in my dreams and not in the actual game. Just random colours in a default operator skin. And you can't even argue it. I think they went for a space themed one. It looks cool. Getting better in the terms of skins, I guess. I like the colour red, which is why it's higher than it should be. If I was forced to use a skin only, I would, to be honest. Not an awful skin. I am just confused about what Riot was doing here. Again, I don't even know what to say for this skin. I'm so confused. They could have done so much better with the skin. The Cryostasis operator could have been top tier skins if done correctly. I get what they tried to do with the skin, but it just partially works. It could have been better in my opinion. I know some people would put the Elder Flame operator higher, but there is so many good operator skins that are just in fact better in my opinion. This skin has to be the longest Valorant skin name, like ever. What even is this name? And the same with the skin. Good skin, but not sure what the premise behind the design was. Some people will be shocked it isn't higher up in the list, but I think it's overrated. This reminds me when I enjoy playing Valorant, and not having kids scream down the mic at me for missing an easy headshot. The good times. This just screams fun. Really fun to use whilst hard scoping corners and competitive. Can't really say what it is about this skin, but I just like it very much. Good skin, I guess. I'm not a fan of the inventory bundle, but the operator is the only exception where I think it has been made effectively. The purple is carrying it up the ranks, as purple just looks so good with the right combination of colours, making this skin a good skin. What else can I say other than it's a good looking skin? One of the most well known operator skins, and it does not disappoint. In the hype of Reaver skins, easy to use, just everything about it is just so clean. The sound that projects off this operator skin is immaculate, along with all the other attributes that go into this operator skin. The classic, old, original style of this gun is so good, and the animation, don't even get me started on, just wow. Do you want to say anything else? This being a top 5 skin shows how good the top 4 operator skins are in my opinion. Just a purple overload with this skin and I love it. Can't believe I'm putting an origin skin up this high. Normally I wouldn't even put up this high, but it's just a very good looking skin. Honestly, the RGX operator lime and blue variants are the reason why it's so high. It just brings the skin to life. I do enjoy the others, but the lime and blue are godly. This being second place is an example of how good this Valorant bundle is. Because if you look at all the other Axis guns, they all will dominate their gun skin representatives. The last one to talk about is the number 1 Valorant operator skin. In my opinion, and that is for me, is Sentinels of Light operator skin, because just wow, the look, sound, everything about this skin is so good. Amazing. At bottom place is 9 Lives. Honestly, it's not good. The design feels clunky, the colours are off, and it's hard to even get excited about it. Prism tries to be flashy with colours, but ends up looking messy and awkward. Default Ares is, well, default. You know what you're getting, nothing special here. It was outdated and very basic compared to modern skins, not great. Looks aggressive, but the colour palette is harsh and not particularly appealing. Minimalist in a bad way. It's just bland and forgettable. Cute concept, but in practice, it's too childish for serious gameplay visuals. Snowfall is seasonal, and honestly, it feels basic compared to more creative skins. Aristocrat has that fancy vibe, but is overly plain and lacks excitement. Sky's take is just meh. Not much to love here besides the theme. Outpost is functional looking, but uninspired, definitely forgettable, mid-tier. The 2 hex patterns are okay, but not much else. Feels like a filler skin. Goldwing is flashy gold, but the overall design feels dated to the newer releases. Divine Swine is quirky, but maybe a little too odd for most players. Good thematic design, but it's not visually exciting in fast-paced gameplay. Interesting concept. Marshal's theme works, but a bit clunky in execution. Celestial has a soft, elegant vibe. Pretty, but doesn't quite pop in the middle of a firefight. Killjoy's version is quirky, but it's not particularly memorable, mid-tier at best. Endeavour has a futuristic charm, though it feels a bit like it's missing that extra spark to stand out. Nice cinematic touches, but the design is a bit generic compared to higher ranked options. Cute and playful, fun if you're into the light-hearted skins, but isn't quite hit the wow factor. Yoru's take on a Jigsaw skin is clever, but it lacks that visual impact of Astra's version. Pretty colours and a galaxy motif, though it feels a bit muted compared to the big hitters. Simple and functional, Rush gets the job done visually, not flashy but reliable in style. Titan Mail looks heavy, like it could take a hit, the metallic finish is satisfying, though not quite jaw-dropping. Jigsaw Astra is fun, her personal twist on the puzzle theme is creative, solid pick if you're an Astra main. This one is cool if you like creepy crawly vibes. The hive aesthetic is unique, though it can be a little over the top for some. Earthy tones and a striking design made this one stand out. It's aggressive but grounded, very thematic and easy to enjoy while playing. The Sakura of Petals effect is charming and adds a bit of personality. It's soft but still visually appealing, perfect if you like something a little bit more pretty. Inventory has that Miniature vibe, that's super clean, not flashy but dependable looking and solid in any game setting. This one is cinematic and polished, the effects are subtle but elegant, making you feel like you've got a legendary artifact in your hands. Classic only design. The colour scheme pops in the game, and you just enjoy to spray with this one. Very satisfying. The Mage Punk vibe here is strong. The animations, the neon glow, everything about it screams cyberpunk magic. Definitely one of the best in terms of aesthetic. Sleek, futuristic, and clean. Island Ares just radiates style. The sound effects are satisfying, and honestly, it's hard not to feel like a top tier agent using this one. This skin is just next level. The cosmic effects and animations are absolutely stunning. Pulling this out in the middle of a match feels like you're wielding the universe itself. Number 1 for a reason. Starting off the bottom of the Odin list is the Prism 3 Odin. It just can't compete with the creativity and polish of the other skins. It's just shit in my opinion. Collision Cobra is the definition of safe. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's forgettable. It might have some divine inspiration, but it falls flat. The effects are minimal and it doesn't really pop. Top Protect is alright, but it's forgettable. The design feels basic and uninspired. Altitude is clean, but bland. It doesn't really bring anything memorable to the table. Lightwave has a nice wave effect, but it's very minimal. Not bad, just not exciting. Sensation tries to be flashy, but it's a bit generic. It doesn't really have a theme that sticks. Freehand is artsy, but it's very casual and doesn't feel special enough for me to rank it higher. .exe is a digital glitch theme, but it's too subtle to really stand out. It feels like it needs more personality. Orion looks futuristic and clean, but it's not exciting. It's more of a safe neutral choice. This Odin has a weird vibe to it, but it's a bit subtle and doesn't stand out in the heat of a match. Doomwing 100% tries to be edgy with the wing design, but it ends up feeling a little forced. It's okay, just not memorable. Schema is very mechanical and schematic-like. I respect the concept, but the skin feels a bit bland in-game. Aerosol is fun for graffiti fans, but the design is a bit basic. It's good for casual play, but it doesn't feel premium. Solar X is clean and futuristic. I like the solar panel aesthetic, but it doesn't have that wow factor in animations or sound. Runestone is a mystical charm. The engraved ruins look nice, but it's a bit understated compared to some of the flashier skins. Nitro has that street graffiti energy. It's colourful and playful, but isn't quite pop the way Blast Sex or Glitch Pop do. Lycan's Bane is themed around werewolves, and it's cool, but it's a bit niche. Definitely fun if you're into monster vibes. Nanobreak is techy and mechanical. The design is intricate and I like the sci-fi theme, but it doesn't feel as stand out as some of the higher ranked skins. Sovereign gives off a regal vibe. Gold detailing is classy, and makes the weapon feel special without being overboard. Doombringer is dark and dramatic. The fiery effect is satisfying, and has that I'm about to ruin everything energy that's fun to wield. Near Frontier has that cyberpunk futuristic feel that's sleek and bold. Not the flashiest, but it nails the aesthetic and looks really clean in game. Xeno Hunter looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie. Sharp lines, bold colours, it's aggressive but in a good way. This one's a dream for fantasy lovers. The wings are elegant, and the mystical effects make you feel like you're wielding magic instead of a gun. Neptune is smooth and aquatic, with a really chill vibe. The subtle animations and colours make it satisfying to use without being over the top. Glitchpot brings the chaos and neon colours. I love the animated elements here. It's flashy, but it works. Definitely a standout if you enjoy cyberpunk aesthetics. Blast Sex is colourful, loud, and fun. It's got that futuristic arcane energy that's not hard to love, especially if you're into techie cyberpunk designs. This one has such a clean, polished vibe. The light effects are gorgeous, and it's one of those skins that just make you feel heroic in game. Reaver is dark, menacing, and iconic. The aesthetic alone makes you feel like a villain. And those particle effects? Mwah! Definitely a close second for me. This skin just feels premium. The animations, the sound effects, the overall design, everything screams top tier. If you want a skin that makes every spray feel epic, this is it. Dead Last looks like a default knife with a slight shimmer. Nothing else to say whatsoever. Plain and unremarkable, bottom tier for sure. Generic military knife, safe but dull. Think of a better theme. Boring design, completely forgettable. Feels awkward and uninspired, not fun to use whatsoever in game. Generic and uninspired, like a lot of F tier is. Plain oversized, nothing special. Stylized, sure, but not intimidating at all. Feels like a fencing practice, not a Valorant knife. Edgy name, boring design, shock. Plain, unremarkable, forgettable. Generic, could be any knife, anywhere. Bottom tier for sure, tiny, weird, and awkward. Looks cool, but it's not memorable or satisfying in any way. Tiny, unimpressive, forgettable. Same problem, just too bulky for a knife ranking. Another axe, heavy and awkward, not fun at all. Blades, plural, still feels plain and cheap. Looks like a toy wand, not threatening at all. Generic, uninspired, definitely forgettable. Trying too hard to be edgy, doesn't land. Feels heavy and awkward, bottom tier design, ugly and forgettable, move on. Looks like a fishing tool, not scary, not stylish. Broken and unpolished, concept is cool, but execution is not. Dark and mysterious, but doesn't really pop or feel premium. Another hammer? Heavy, awkward, and kind of sad. Festive, sure, but a wand as a knife? Not impressive. This one's rough, it looks cheap and the animation is underwhelming. Pretty, but using a fan as a knife? Not intimidating. Feels silly swinging a hammer in Valorant. Fun, but bottom tier. Plain, clean, but totally unremarkable. Looks mystical, but feels awkward in game. Rarely memorable. Nice design, but it's bland compared to the flashy premium knives. Hack is tiny and forgettable, definitely not top tier. Feels more like an armor than a weapon, not very satisfying to swing. Generic sci-fi knife, nothing exciting here. An axe? Sure, it's colourful, but it's clunky and it feels out of place. Looks fancy, but swinging a Spectre doesn't feel like a knife, style over function. The Comet sword is slick and minimal, but it's just another generic sword. The hammer is heavy and brutal, but honestly, it's more comic book than practical. Ignite is bright and flashy, but the fan shapes feel gimmicky for a knife ranking. The stone daggers are thematic, but feel slow and heavy for real use. The kingdom is plain and straightforward, safe choice but forgettable. Primordium looks ancient and mystical. The style is nice but a bit clunky in hand. Cool sci-fi vibes, but the design doesn't feel refined enough to shine. Neptune's anchor is creative, but it's too novelty than a stylish knife. Candy cane is festive and fun, but not intimidating. Mostly just a holiday gimmick. The K-Tac blade is generic and functional. It gets the job done, but really doesn't excite. The blade of the Meander is mythical and sharp, but not flashy enough to be top tier. Emberclad is fiery and thematic, but the hammer form isn't as satisfying as the blade. Obsidiana is elegant with its dark stone look, but it's a bit too simple to stand out. Bolt is fast and slick, but not as memorable as among top tier knives. The Titan Mail Mace is amazing and intimidating, but it feels like a slow, cumbersome weapon. The staff is cool, but it's more niche than a proper melee knife. The Holomuku has nice glowing effects, but the animation is still a bit stiff. The transition knife is simple and sleek. Safe choice, but not exciting. Torque is futuristic, but awkward. Conceptually cool, but doesn't feel premium. The Venturi is small and sharp, decent, but forgettable next to flashier designs. Gaia's Fury looks natural and earthy, beautiful, but the swing feels heavy and slow. Tiled is fine and minimalistic. It doesn't really excite, but it does get the job done. The Crescent Blade is elegant, but feels a bit oversized for a melee weapon. The Aperture Stiletto is sleek and futuristic. Nice design, but not memorable in animations. The Solar Rex Relic has a fantasy energy, but it feels more like a prop than a combat knife. Ruin is dark and edgy, looks nice, but lacks personality compared to others. The Crowbar is quirky and unique. It's a style flex, but a bit impractical. Impressive lore-wise, but the blades feel a bit bulky and stiff in animations. Overlay is small and simple. It's fine, but barely stands out in game. This is a sci-fi oddity. Fun to look at, but not as practical or stylish as other knives. The knife version is cool, but the butterfly version is way more iconic. The Elder Flame dagger is fiery and fun. Still, I prefer the full Ender Flame sword for impact. This one is quirky and robotic. Fun concept, but swinging it doesn't feel satisfying. The Lux knife is clean and gold trimmed. Stylish, but not flashy enough to demand attention. The Bi-Harvester is cool for Axis fans, but it's more niche than the Atomizers. The Hive Mind is sharp and futuristic, but feels a bit generic compared to the other top sci-fi blades. The Nebula knife is space-themed and slick. Looks nice, but doesn't stand out in animations. This one is weird, but cool. Not exactly a knife, but it has that sci-fi gadget vibe going for it. Bullet Pop is fun and quirky. It's more for style points than intimidation, but still a joy to swing. The Blade of Chaos is heavy and menacing. It was like a weapon straight out of mythology. Ego is clean and minimalistic. It's neat, but it doesn't wow like other premium skins. The Helix daggers are fun dual wielders. Cool in concept, though they can feel a bit awkward in combat. The Neo Frontier axe has that rugged industrial vibe. It's solid, but not practically memorable. The Minimal Karambit is simple and sleek, but it doesn't pop visually like some of the other flashy knives. Ion's Energy Sword is futuristic and clean. Still, it lacks the personality of a top tier Ion Karambit. The Rui staff is elegant and ceremonial. It looks great, but swinging doesn't feel as satisfying as other melee weapons. This one's cool if you like fan-shaped weapons. It's unique, but the animations can be a bit stiff. The Spark Switch is flashy and energetic, but not quite as refined as the Electroblade. The Eternal Sovereign looks majestic, almost holy, but it's a little too long and a bit bulky for fast gameplay. The Velocity Karambit is smooth, but compared to the Primer RGX knives, it feels a bit plain, still satisfying to spin. This is a heavy hitter. The Doombringer axe feels massive, intimidating, and brutal to swing. The Songstone knife is mystical and bright, with a glowing finish that gives it away that fancy RPG vibe. The Crimson Hammer is fiery and brutal, swinging like it's smashing enemies with pure lava energy. Futuristic and digital. It looks like a glitching hologram turned into a blade. Very cool aesthetic. This dual blade design feels perfectly balanced. It's got a unique elegance that makes it stand out. Revelry's sword is clean, simple, but classy. It doesn't try too hard, but it looks great. The Orion sword feels cosmic, long, glowing, and sharp, like something forged in the stars. Luna's Ascent is elegant and glowing with that magical lunar energy. It's graceful and stylish. The Waveform knife is basically a party in your hands. It's bold, colourful, and screams uniqueness. This scythe is spooky perfection. Swinging it feels powerful, and a dark aesthetic nails the Halloween vibe. Gaia's Wrath feels active, like it's carved from a magic tree. Beautiful design, and it swings with a natural elegance. The Primax is one of the first iconic knives. Chunky, gold-rimmed, and satisfying to swing. It still holds up. The axe is big, flashy, and full of neon chaos. Not subtle at all, but that's the point. The only claw feels vicious, it's a curved blade that looks deadly up close, and the only design ties them together perfectly. This kunai is pretty and magical, with a floral fantasy vibe, definitely one of the more whimsical knives. The Sovereign Sword is regal, long, elegant, and glowing with divine energy. It's basically a weapon for royalty. The toy gun static is hilarious, and the knife fits right in. Bright, playful, and just pure fun. The Misericordia feels ceremonial and sharp, like something forged for champions, elegant and intimidating. Another strong champion's entry, sleek, glowing, a nice evaluation of the prestige knife designs. The Shock Gauntlet feels straight out of Bioshock, steampunk electricity vibes everywhere, and it's a blast to use. The Yaru Butterfly Comb is just fun, stylish, slick, and a clever reference. It's one of the best anime tie-ins. The Exo Edge has that experimental high-tech aesthetic. It feels sharp and industrial, like a prototype weapon. This one is clean military steel. It feels tactical and grounded compared to the flashy knives, but that's exactly its strength. The Glitch Pop Dagger is colourful chaos. The neon, the decals, the vibe, it's an instant standout when equipped. This one's over the top in the best way. A literal arcade power fist. It's ridiculous, but so fun to flex with. The arcane gauntlets are pure fan service in the best way. They're chunky, they glow, and they instantly scream arcane. Another VCT karambit that fits right into the meta. It's got an esports prestige and looks good spinning in your hand. The kunai shape here is slick, and the glow effect tied to the performance keeps it hype. A perfect balance of subtle and flashy. The iron karambit feels like holding a piece of alien tech. Smooth, clean, and futuristic. One of the most polished knives Riot has made. Classic Reaver vibes here. It's simple but sinister, with that gothic edge that makes every swing feel deadly. The Forsaken Ritual Blade has that cursed, twisted aesthetic. It feels mythical but dangerous. The Xeno Hunter knife feels primal and brutal, like something used to take down an alien. This butterfly is mesmerizing. The way it collapses in and out paired with a space theme makes it feel like it's wielding a black hole in your hand. The first 2021 Champions Karambit knife will always be iconic. The glow, the history, and the bragging rights put this high. Jirax's gauntlets are unique. They feel alien, almost alive. Pulling these out in game is an instant intimidation move. The Mage Punk Electroblade is steampunk perfection. The electricity running through it makes every swing feel powerful. The RGX blade is slick, futuristic, and the glowing panels make it feel alive. Definitely one of the sharpest designs in Valorant. This bat is dripping with that street racing energy. It's bold, flashy, and it makes even running around in Spawn feel cool. A comic book bat that feels like it just came straight off the page. The design is playful, but impactful, and it just smacks differently. The 2022 Champions Butterfly knife just feels special. The glow when you're top fragging, the prestige of it, this knife carries hype with every flip. The RGX Firefly is so underrated. The neon glow is addicting and it feels futuristic without even being bulky. A very stylish choice. This butterfly is so smooth. It's got that tactical military vibe and it flips beautifully. One of the cleanest mid-tech knives in the game. The Overdrive blade looks straight out of a cyberpunk anime. It's sharp, futuristic, and feels like something a sci-fi assassin would carry. The Reaver Karambit takes everything we love about the Reaver line and puts it in one of the most popular knife forms. Dark, edgy, and insanely clean. The only sword feels powerful every time you pull it out. The design is beautiful and the swing feels weighty, and all it has is that mythic presence to it. This butterfly knife hits different. The animations are smooth, it's got that CSGO vibe but better, and honestly, it's just pure style points overall. The RGX Karambit is just a flex. The glowing lights, the futuristic spin, it just screams premium. Easily one of the best knives in the game. The Prime 2.0 Karambit is iconic. Clean, flashy, and with that satisfying spin animation, it's been one of the most loved knives in Valorant for a reason. This is my undisputed number one. The Kuranami is so gorgeous, from the dark, elegant blade design to the fluid animations. It feels like the perfect Valorant knife.